Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, my name is Godswill Uche, and I have with me.
It's Fitwa.
All right, guys. Today we'll be treating a very serious issue. Like it affects or it pertains me because of my religion. Christianity. This video says debunking a TikToker's argument against Christians by Voddie Baucham. All right, guys. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. If not, in the comment section, guys. Let's go.
This issue of, well, you pick and choose.
My religion says that being gay, bi, trans, lesbian is a sin.
Your religion also says that having sex during your period is a sin. How come you ignore that? Your religion also says that eating bacon is a sin. How come you ignore that? Your religion also says eating lobster is a sin. Cutting the sides of your hair is a sin. Wearing clothes made out of mixed fabrics is a sin. Getting a tattoo is a sin. A man trimming the edges of his beard is a sin.
You run all over the Leviticus and these other places, and you talk about an abomination, but then, you'll eat shellfish, and, and you'll cut the edges of your beards, and you'll sow different seeds in your fields, and certainly anybody heard this? Anybody heard this?
That if a woman is not a virgin on her wedding night, she's to be stoned to death, and that planting two different kinds of seeds in the same field is a sin. But that's too hard for you, so you've decided that God didn't mean any of that, he only meant the being gay part. Listen, if you're going to spread hatred towards others by quoting the Bible at them, make sure that you first follow the entire thing, or shut the entire up.
Language.
And then for most Christians, they just start going, well, Abba. Let me help you. There are three types of laws in the Bible. There is moral law that is forever binding on all people in all places and all times. We have this summarized for us in the Ten Commandments. There are also civil laws. These civil laws were for the nation of Israel as a nation in the ancient Near East. These laws expired with the nation of Israel, but they are still of general equity because they're based on those moral laws. Thirdly, we had the ceremonial laws. These ceremonial laws were laws that were designed to do two things. Number one, identify Israel as God's unique people, worshiping him uniquely in their context, and secondly, to point forward to the person and work of Christ. So when you talk about cutting the edge of the beard, you're actually talking about ceremonial law and Israel not being like the nations around them. When you're talking about their dietary laws, you're talking about Israel not being like the nations around them. When you talk about civil laws, you are right. We are not bound by those as they are, but they are of general equity. This is why in our own laws, we refer to things like negligent homicide, which in Leviticus would say, if your ox gores someone, you're accountable for what your ox has done. You don't have an ox, but you have other things that can hurt people. So we still have that same principle, which is based on our upholding of the sixth commandment. So the reason I pick and choose from the Old Testament is because, number one, New Testament writers do that and teach me how to do that. Number two, Christ has come and we are under the new covenant. However, he has fulfilled the whole law and he has actually enabled me to keep the moral law. The moral law hasn't gone anywhere. So it is still wrong for you to murder me or me to murder you. It is still wrong to commit adultery. It is still wrong to steal. All of these things remain. So it is because I understand how the Bible is written and I use the Bible carefully that I don't just pick and choose according to what I like, which is the exact opposite of what you are doing. So I have a better question for you. You wanted to know why I pick and choose certain parts of the Bible. I can explain it to you in painstaking detail, and it gets to an authority that's higher than me. But what I want to know is this: why is it that you get to pick and choose from the Bible, and you don't know why, and you don't know how, and whatever you choose is what you happen to want at the moment? And what's better for our society? People who decide what's right based upon what they want at the moment, or people who understand and recognize that there is a law higher than themselves and who submit and subject themselves to that law? You answer that for me, and then we can go back to our discussion on same-sex marriage.
Wow.
That was smooth.
Yeah, very, very smooth. Like you said, those laws are different. When you look at the Bible is written mostly with traditions, ceremonies that Israel based. You come to a country like Nigeria, we don't celebrate Passover like like a feast the way the Israelis do. There's some set of laws that don't apply.
Ceremonial laws,
Yeah,
yeah.
even in the society themselves, it doesn't apply. What happens in Ghana or in the Ashanti Kingdom is different from the way things are done in probably the Igbo part of eastern part of Nigeria. These things. Once we know that, then we could know how to pick and how to refer to these things. Do you get it? So most of this is like a tradition. I know mostly God that's focused more on the Bible focused more on Israel as a nation.
Yeah.
At first, the commandments were given to Moses, and when they went to the promised land, they got to the promised land, those things, the Levites, different kind of laws were brought in. So yes, what he says is completely right. And most people seem to want to take things that will benefit them at the moment, and especially this gay rights and things coming to the church. I don't see. You want to do your thing, do your thing. It's not Christian, like it's not Bible. The Bible shows you what you should do. So you can't tell me, but the Bible said this, you're not doing that. But why is it when it comes
Focus
to the
on
gay
this,
rights, you want to do this? If you want to, it's not Christian, like then you're not a Christian. Focus, do your thing. I don't have an issue with that, do your thing, but you don't just want to
Don't try to justify.
impose what you believe into Christianity.
Yeah.
You see, in every organization, in every community, in every society, there are rules, there are laws, there are both written and unwritten ones.
Yes.
That you're guided by a code, even your profession by a code of ethics.
Yeah.
But now you come to Christianity, you want to impose that thing in Christian. It's not there. We know what we're reading, we know what we follow, we know what Christ teaches, we know what the Bible talks about gay rights, you know what God did in to Sodom and Gomorrah concerning the same thing, and you're trying for us to bring it back into it won't work.
She's trying to like justify,
Nobody's spreading hate. When it comes to like I said earlier in my previous video, I said I don't have issues with the LGBTQ plus a community. I know a lot of individuals who belong to that community. Most of them, they confide in me about these issues, and I can't just spread hate. I know what is done psychologically to them, but not because of that I'm going to try to include them, like, because the Bible, no, as a human being, I'll treat you as a human being. That is the most important thing. But that thing is not culturally, like where I'm from in Africa, it's not accepted. My religion,
biblically,
scripturally, is not accepted. So that lifestyle, that thing about it, is not what I'm going to, like, try to let you know I approve of what you're doing. No, it's your life. Don't like whatever. I can talk to you as a human being. You can confide in me with your problems and stuff. I'll listen to you. I'll advise as much as I can. But you don't want to force me to accept that, or accept that lifestyle. No, but I'm not going to bring you down. I'm not going to talk down at you. I'm not going to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm not going to tell you you're going to, Now,
I mean, she I think in this case she understands. She knows that the homosexual thing, gay and all these things, she knows that it's not acceptable in the Bible. But what she's trying to say is that why are we focusing on that?
other things
that she's trying to say, like, there are other things the Bible
talks about we're not doing.
frowned upon,
Yeah.
but we tend to like ignore those things and focus on the same sex thing. But the mistake she's making, just like the pastor, like, talked about, some things are moral. You understand? From the Old Testament to the New Testament, Jesus Christ came, he's changed everything. But the moral laws remain moral laws from the old to the new.
So, like I also said earlier, it also has to do with tradition.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's where the trimming your beard and
Yes.
eating lobsters and all this thing comes in. Those one are like, they're just cultural
Exactly.
laws. That's
Yeah.
ceremonial laws for Israel in particular.
True.
So if you say, oh, the Bible said you shouldn't, trim the edge of your beard and blah blah blah. The Bible is not saying that in general. The Bible is not saying that for every Christian. And if you look at all the things she was talking about, it was just in Leviticus.
Yeah.
That was just in Leviticus. So like if you're gonna say, oh, why are you focusing on, oh, don't be gay and don't do this, don't do that, whilst the Bible also said this
And
and
you're
that.
not doing that.
And you're not doing that. There are two different things.
Yeah.
When it comes to like same-sex marriage and all those are moral laws that you can't change. But when Jesus Christ came, there are some things that in the Old Testament, oh, you can't eat this, you can't do this. But in the New Testament, you can. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can. So like I think she doesn't understand that. She doesn't.
Most people,
get,
most
yeah,
of
yeah,
this,
she doesn't-
they do actually, but they're trying to justify them. Why can't you doing this? Why are you not doing this? They're
That's
trying
that's
to,
the thing. If you
there's an
understand,
argument to them. They're trying to like create an avenue. Okay, since this has been
Yeah.
accepted, why not?
Why
this
not this?
accepted? It gets accepted. It's just they know the fact that they know these things, but they're always looking for validation.
that's to just understand that
looking for reasons.
the moral laws are like general, while the ceremonial and the rest, they are like particular to some tribe and all that.
True.
That's just what it is.
So, guys, thank you for sticking with us on this one. Like I said earlier, I don't have an issue with the LGBTQ plus community or individuals who identify as that, but this is my own opinion as a Christian. This is what I know. I'm just saying, like, this is my belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. And if you have any other videos you want me to react to, can you drop in the comment section? Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. So, come your way next time.